I want you to talk about like why was it important to write about like El Paso of the past? Because I really appreciate it because I never like I don't know anything about El Paso and I felt like wow, I'm really getting to know this culture and these people and like what happened on these lands.
Um, yeah, so when I started the book, I had some very general ideas about what I wanted to do, and the first sort of draft wasn't really a draft, was not what this book ended up being. But once I started to write this draft, the character I was really following is Nena, who's the 90-year-old in the present tense story, and she's 18 in the past tense story when the story starts in El Paso and then goes to colonial Mexico. And so I knew that I wanted to write about history, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. Um, but then Nana, one day I woke up, I write in the mornings, and Nana is in colonial Mexico. And then she's in a convent in colonial Mexico. And so I had to do research to figure out what that was and what that may have felt like. Um, but the reason I wanted to write about all that was because some of my family is from that part of the world for 400 years, and
Mm.
I wanted that feeling of things being passed down, so that there's a story about inheritance and about how complicated that history is too. It's not like even the words that we use, like there were like the conquistadors, I suppose, right? And then there were settlers, and some of my family were settlers. What were they settling, right? Who was there before? And everyone was all intermarried eventually, but still, there's like a lot of um, trauma that's in that story. And I
Mhm.
wanted to be able to write about the different parts of the story. So I'm glad you picked up on class, because I was interested in that too, not just in present tense El Paso, but also in the El Paso of the 1940s and in colonial El Paso, which the class issue is present throughout all of them. It changes a bit, but there's always a real sense of people with power and people who don't have power.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, because when I'm reading the book now and I'm thinking about El Paso and the people who live there, it makes me think like, oh, these people have such this deep, deep history. They're not like people who just came, right? But I think it contradicts like contemporary American narrative about border crossing and the people who just came and settled there, right? Because it's like, no, these people are of the land, right? And I just love how you're able to do that like so seamlessly.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I